A bomb exploded on the tube train that you can see behind me during the morning rush hour here. Thankfully, no one was killed. 29 people, though, taken to hospital for treatment to the injuries that they sustained. Many of those were flash burns. Chip Chapman is here with me. Chip, if we move that way, then Tony will be able to... I'm just going to move out of the way a little bit more, and then Tony will be able to show our viewers what is going on as more and more people are returning home. They were taken away very quickly earlier on today when the explosion happened. It looks as though this train station may open again later on this evening. That's double quick time.
Yeah, and one of the things you do is you try and get back to normality as soon as possible. So we've seen the cordon sort of collapsing. We're in a different position than we were initially, and it could be there was a movement of a train at 17:57 just before 6 o'clock this evening. So the quicker you can get that out, so it can be sanitised in some place where they can go through it with a fine tooth comb, the better. And then everyone can go back their job tomorrow, use Parsons Green, and London's open for business.
What would have been happening between 8:20 this morning and whenever that station opens again?
Well, a serious organised crime squad would be in there looking at it, picking up all the forensic bits, doing the swab for fingerprints and things like that. So once they've got all that, they can move it to a safer place to do a fingertip search of all the things that may be there in an evidential term, because terrorism is a crime, not an act of war in the UK, and we shouldn't forget that, because if we go down this binary route that we're at war with whoever did this, then we're in a world of hurt.
What do we know about this bomb that exploded?
Well, what you know about the bomb is that there are at least three components to it. Firstly, you've got to have some form of power pack. Secondly, you need some form of detonator, and thirdly, you need some form of high explosive mix. Somewhere along that kill chain, either there was something wrong with the explosives because they didn't know how to mix it properly, or there wasn't a sufficient boost from the detonator to allow the mix to go off. It was only a sort of a flash, which we've seen in the reports of sort of mini fireballs, as it were. If it had been a functioning bomb, we've had serious blast and shock injuries, and it's that blast wave and the shock which really kills people.
You've been hugely involved in Cobra meetings in the past, of course. The Prime Minister rushed back to London to host one at lunchtime today. What would have happened in that meeting?
Well, there's a number of aspects. Firstly, you go through the security aspects. You'll have both the Counter-Terrorist Command there and the security agencies, MI5, MI6, GCHQ. So they'll be looking at the evidence to see if this was just a lone attack or whether it's part of a network pulling in both technical intelligence and human intelligence. But also other government departments are represented there. So for example, you've got the Department of Communities and Local Government, because there's often a backlash after these incidents, particularly